Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the not SH Figure Arts BROLY. This is the Beast Deities BROLY. You guys have asked me a lot. There are so many people asking me to review this figure, and I kept saying, I don't want to buy it. I'm not into the whole third-party figure thing when there's already an official license out there. I haven't been persuaded yet. This is my brother's, though. Luckily, he got it. He's getting Cell also. I don't know who's making that, but there's a perfect Cell that's coming. Anyway, he gets these things, so I get to review them for you guys, and everybody wins. Except I don't get the figure if I end up liking it, but I'm okay with that. So anyway, this is Beast Deities BROLY. There's also an upgrade pack that I'm reviewing with this. It's got extra hairs and faces. So just look at what you're buying before you decide what's what, because I don't know which one is which exactly, but we'll get into that more specifically as we go. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. Unfortunately, I don't have his packaging, so I can't make my usual comment about showing my package, so we'll just get right into it. He stands roughly... Now, I do believe this is one of the alternate hair pieces that come in the upgrade thing, but they're basically the same as far as I can tell in terms of, like, sculpt and whatnot, but I don't know. Like I said, you can look it up and see what specifically is what... I'll explain it as we go, as best I can. He's about 9 1/4 inches to the top of his head, including his hair about 10 3/4. So he's got some serious size to him. That's going to make him about, let's say, 23.5, and then 27.5, give or take. Here he is up against Darwin. He's got some real size to him, and I'll do a quick comparison for you so that you have an idea. Here he is up against the SH Figure Arts BROLY. He is significantly bigger by a lot. This BROLY is up about a ½ inch down here, and he's a lot shorter already, so you can see entirely different sculpt, very large. This is oddly similar to the official release, but whatever. Let's do a question of the day. Are you guys into this sort of stuff yet? Which ones of you are into this? And which ones of you aren't, and explain why or why you aren't. Okay, so we'll just leave those on, what the heck. Aesthetically speaking, it looks really good. I love the sculpt, other than I don't like when companies do this. The little teeth on this only serve to get in the way of posability. I don't think they actually help anything for that cut. It's weird, but otherwise it looks really darn good. I love the sculpt. I love the V shape to the torso. It's very, very nice. The arms look good. We'll get to the articulation part in a little bit because those don't look the best. I think his back could use a little bit more meat. There's not a whole lot of meat going on here. It could be a little bit of a sharper sculpt, but generally looks pretty good. The skirt looks about the same as the official release. Same thing with the pants. I mean, in terms of styling, there's not much going on there, but it does look nice. The boots are painted well. We have a different type of sculpt for the ankles and the feet. That's nice, but the gold paint is nice. There's not a ton of paint, as in zero paint on this part down here. But there's a little bit of shading throughout the skin, and it looks good enough. It's a little iffy in that just the bottom of this one piece has all of the shading on it. So, I mean, there's some going up down the middle, but, you know, it's not perfect, but it looks pretty good for an unpainted figure. I think my brother paid like $100 for it, and I think it was cheaper than that originally, so it's certainly not an overpriced thing. But again, it's not paying licensing fees and that sort of stuff, so we have that questionable what's a good value sort of situation. But let's just say, assuming it's a fair thing to compare it against licensing or licensed products, it's a very good value because it's a big figure that's pretty well put together for the price. In terms of the face, I think this one might be one of the add-on faces. I don't know. They all look about the same in terms of quality and whatnot, and I'll show you all of them, and then you can see what actually comes with whatever you buy and decide for yourself. But yeah, it looks good. The hair shading is really nice. We don't often see that on the official releases, so that's a thing. This one's definitely leaning towards green. That's why I think it might be the add-on one. But then he does have the separate earring pieces. We'll talk about that in a little bit with the accessories. Yeah, it's a generally really good looking figure. The little blue gems are nice and gem-like. They're transparent plastic. They look good. It's a generally really good looking figure. It matches with your figure arts for the most part, really, other than this thing right here. If somebody didn't know better, this could easily be mistaken for an official product. I love the sculpt, honestly. I love the styling. If it was an official product, I would be thrilled to pick this up. And since it's not, I am still torn. I may end up doing it. I don't know. I really like this look for BROLY, frankly. But I also feel wrong and icky throwing it in my collection with real figures that are licensed. It's one thing to get like the Illidan and stuff where they're not making official products and I'm not mixing and matching, but to throw this in with Bandai products, I don't feel quite right about it, but I don't know. Anyway, aesthetically speaking, it's really good. I'll give it like a 9, well, I'm going to say 8.5. It definitely could use some better shading throughout, especially since what little shading is there is kind of iffy, but otherwise pretty good. Now, as far as accessories go, it does come with this wolf stuff. That's like how they're getting out of getting in trouble, I guess, or at least trying to. So I don't know, there's a head and some claws, and I guess this is like a skirt or a cape. I don't know. Nobody cares about that, I'm guessing, because it's not even painted. Like, it looked like garbage. So we'll just set that aside. You do get a good spread of hands, one for holding a Goku head. That's pretty cool. That'll fit on your one Goku, and or at least one Goku. And that's nice. You do get the 2 blast effects. Those aren't as good as they could be at all, but they're passable. They're fine. You get... It looks to me like you get at least 4 faces, maybe 5 with him. And like I said, I'll get to the add-on stuff in a second. And again, I didn't buy this, and it's not exactly the easiest thing to get information on, because none of these things have like official names. I don't know, whatever. It's not my thing. So look it up yourself for specifics in terms of what you're getting with what you're buying. I know there's lots of different bundlings going on, so some of you might find it where he comes bundled with this set of heads or not, or I don't know. It depends on how you look, and you're basically shopping at AliExpress at this point, I think. So anyway, different faces that look really nice, earrings to pop off and put on the heads. That's really cool. They all look pretty good. You get the crossed arms accessory, which it tells you to use a hairdryer to put on. I'm not risking that since it's not my figure. But yeah, they look nice. It's a good sculpt, so that's cool. And then as far as the add-on accessories that he gave me also to show you, it's this. This is what he has, and so you can look up and see what exactly is in there. I didn't know all this was happening exactly, so I don't have all of the information. And like I said, there's no like official place to buy this stuff, so the whole third-party thing is a very gray area. You're gonna have to do a little bit of digging on your own if you want to dive into this. But there are some more faces here, which I'm guessing go with these alternate heads. You have like a fake Majin type of situation, some white one, a white one, a yellow one. And then for the hairs, you get a transparent yellowish green, clear, and then a white hair. Those all look pretty cool. And then another regular-ish looking hair. So it's 4 hairs and faces to go with them, or I think that's what it is. Yeah. So there's 8 faces total. I think officially you get 4, and then officially or unofficially on the add-on thing you get another 4. That's what it looks like. Either way, it's a really good spread of stuff, whether you're adding on or not. It's at least as much as regular BROLY came with, so that's pretty good. So yeah, I'll go 8 out of 10 for accessories. That's pretty good. And now for articulation, I have to start off by saying this one has a third party, sixth party neck peg that is a little bit longer and a little bit looser than the one he comes with because it had some problems. Apparently that's a common issue. Be aware of that. But otherwise, oh wow, it's still really stiff, and he's very pointy. Okay, well, ooh. So the neck is on a ball peg, and then the head is on a double ball peg. And so you can move it around, but it's very stiff and very pointy, so don't expect to get a ton out of the neck, even with the... Like, if this was stiffer than this, it would be impossible to move. So yeah, without a third-party peg, I keep saying third-party, whatever, a custom peg, you're going to be somewhat limited, but the head does move around, of course. The body, by the way, is a softer outer shell, almost like Storm Collectibles for the main chesticles, and then you have this, which seems to function more like a Storm figure than anything. It looks like this is just a floating cap. But you're not getting a load of range out of here either, it looks like. It moves around, it's unpleasant to move, it's kind of stiff and sticky, but it does move, and it does feel like it's just, this is a floating cap. You're going to get your rotation out of here. Yeah, it's not the best looking situation, especially the plastic in that shoulder doesn't look good. It's not a good color, but it functions. It's not like it's loose or floppy or anything, and it does work. Man, that discoloration is very much an eyesore, but you could probably work around it if you wanted to. So it works. The shoulders are okay. That's fine. Bicep swivel is a little bit loose, probably as a result of having to do that shoulder swap for the crossed arms, or arm swap for the crossed arms. The arms look decent going down. This plastic looks fine. Why is the shoulder plastic ugly? That's unfortunate. So the arms look fine when they're down. It's a little glossy, but otherwise it's okay. When you bend them, though, it's not a very good looking joint. A lot of gapping in there. If you don't look at the back of his elbows, you won't see it, so there's that at least, but that works. And then the wrists are on big old ball hinges, so that's pretty much standard. For the torso, this is semi-squishy too, but not really. Anyway, let's see. Okay, I can't get him to come forward at all. Leaning back. Okay, well, we can look at it. So there's a hinge with a ball peg in there, and I couldn't get it to move. So there's that. You can see how the you have a ball peg down here, although it looks glued or lubed up like crazy. I'm guessing that's lube. And then you can see the ball socket in there also for the shoulders, but it doesn't really have much range. And then this doesn't have much range either. Even with that hinge, I couldn't get it to move. Let's see. Yeah, so this is soft, but getting the hinge to move, you have to reach in there and do it. So be aware that could be an issue. And there's a ball peg underneath that. God knows what I'm touching in there. Whatever lube is in there. Maybe my brother put that in there and it's not something from an unofficial factory that could be using any kind of chemicals. I'm probably dying of cancer right now. Oh boy. There we go. Alright, so yeah, the torso is pretty limited. The ball peg at the lower part doesn't do much because of the skirt. It's not a skirt, I know, being in the way. You do get your rotation out of there. This piece is soft. It's actually softer, I think, than the original BROLY, if I remember correctly. So that's fine. As far as the legs go, they function basically like Dragon Ball figures from Bandai. So they go out pretty far that way, going forward. No looseness, at least. That's good. This is a pretty good setup. Like, they did a nice job there. It's way better than that Kid Buu. Malevolent Adolescents. Third-party names. Yeah, the legs work well enough. The skirt's going to be in the way, of course. I'm calling it a skirt out of practicality. It's not actually a skirt. I get it. You don't have to fight me, nerds. Okay, so the knees are very stiff, which is a good thing. They're not super good looking, but they're not super ugly. They are functional. That's all right. Obviously no boot rotation, but down here we have a ball peg for the ankle, which is nice, and this is a floating soft piece. So you can get them in way better poses than the original BROLY. That's all right. I'll take that. All right, a little bit loose front to back. Toe hinge. Not the best toe hinge, but it's there. So yeah, it's fine. Like, it's not impressive. It's not as good in terms of like fit and finish as an official release, but it's certainly not bad. Like that, who made that Malevolent Adolescents kit? I don't remember. This is way better than that, for sure. It's definitely not up to snuff with an official release, but it's nice. So if you're just looking for something to throw in a pose like this, which I'm guessing most people aren't doing like lots of photography and stuff, you'll be fine. It's definitely posable enough. If you're looking for something highly articulated that's not going to fall apart or not going to break or whatever, this probably isn't for you because it's caked with lube and still doesn't work right now in a lot of ways. But it's fine. I'll give the articulation a 7 for what it is. It's acceptable. And now it's time for a final verdict. Do I wish I owned this? Yeah, kind of, just because I think it looks really cool. Is it like a super high-end piece that I'm envious of not having? No. It still looks like an unofficial product. Like, it's not like the Illidan. For instance, the Memory Toys, the unofficial products they're releasing, way higher quality than this. By a lot. This one's relatively inexpensive for what it is, though, and I think it's, if you're into that sort of thing, it's perfectly justifiable for the cost. Just don't expect it to be as good as something like Memory Toys or as an official product in terms of the fit and finish, the spacings, all that kind of stuff. But it's definitely good enough. I like it. If somebody gifted it to me, I'd be happy to have it. Will I hunt one down? I don't know. Probably not. I'm thinking probably not. But it's pretty good. So I'll give it an overall rating of 8 out of 10 for what it is. Not comparing it to an official product because then it's way lower. Like I said, the fit and finish isn't there. Want to be clear. But for what it is, 8 out of 10. I think that's fair. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. But that's it from me. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day. And thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.